Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the School Science. My name is Luke, and this is the pre-match for Everton versus Brighton, the first Premier League game to be taking place at the new Hill Dickinson Stadium. Now, speaking of which, before we kick things off, the guys down at the Bramley-Moore pub just wanted me to let you guys know if you missed out on getting one of these scarves for the third test event, or you didn't happen to go to the third test event and you just wanted a little bit of, football and history. They have still got a few of these still left in stock. They are only £12. So if you go down there and get one of these, just say to them, Luke from the School Science said that you still got some of these in stock. I would be keen to get one, and they'll sort you out one. Now, I'll be honest, £12 is actually a really good deal if I'm not being too, because from memory, I think I was paying about 15 quid or something like that for a scarf. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. It's been so long since I've actually got myself a scarf. I mean, this one, I bought myself 12 quid. This one was provided to me by the lovely folks at Everton. It was on my seat. I will treasure this one. I'm not sure whether to take that to the game. But yeah, so the last time I got one was ages ago. But I did actually have a look online, and like your standard Everton ones in like the club shop and everything like that, they're about 15 quid or so, or even more. So the fact that you can get one of these for 12 quid, it's a nice little half and halfer. I know some people are a bit to and fro with half and halves, but basically I think it's great, especially with it being Roma. These are basically our Italian brothers now. It's basically, we are the freaking group almost. But yeah, I digress. Right, so today we're going to talk about Everton versus Brighton, the game that's going to be happening on Sunday, the 24th. And it is a very important game, just for the fact that it is the first game at the new Hill Dickinson Stadium. That's a Premier League game, obviously. We've had our test events and everything like that. But yeah. So what are we expecting with this game? In all honesty, I'm not sure what to make of it. I am really not sure. If it's anything like the Leeds game, it's not going to hold out well for us. But I don't expect it to be the case. I don't. When it comes to them sort of games, we don't do great when it comes to our first game. Normally, we sort of pick things up a little bit with the second game. And I think Brighton are one of them sort of teams at the moment. Bear in mind, they have got injuries, but these injuries aren't critical towards the squad. So they have got, at the moment, they've got Enciso out, they've got Solly March out, Adam Webster, Tariq Lamptey, Tom Watson, and Jack Hinshelwood. But the thing is, those players aren't critical to their squads. They're not like standout first team guys. I mean, Lamptey I've seen, a couple of times. I've seen CCO for a couple of times, but out of those lot, none of them really stand out. It's not like, Mintoma. It's not like Lewis Dunk. It's not like, Minter. It's none of them sort of players. They're like your sort of on the cusp players. It's like a Nathan Patterson for us, or now Dwight McNeil. But speaking of which, when it comes to Everton's injuries, we've got 3 of them out at the moment, and I think you guys can make a rough guess of who they are. Basically being Branthwaite, Mikolenko, and Patterson. Good thing is, Adam Asnu has been pretty much cleared. They've pretty much had some training with the team, and he may make a feature. He might even start in his first Premier League game on Sunday. It will be interesting to see how that sort of goes. In all fairness, I do think put him in, but you're going to have to adjust the squad as accordingly. So I'm not saying this in the sense of, we've got to change our entire formation to suit him. No. I'm thinking we can adjust the squad so we can fit him as well as a few other key players in, and it will complement their play styles, in all fairness. And I do think it will work very well. So, here's the formation I would like to see Everton go to. Now, looking at this, it's basically a 3-3-3-1. That is, I'm not sure how you guys think about this. I think it's a bit mad myself, but I do think it's one that would benefit us very much so when it comes to this sort of game. So, when it comes to this sort of formation, as you can see here, so we're going to have Pickford in goal, Michael Keane, Tarkowski, O'Brien as the back central 3, with Asnu on the left, Garner on the right, just again in the middle, complemented by Grealish, Drewsbury Hall and Dye, with Tierney Barry up top, who likes to just be called Barry by the fans. So yeah, so how does this work for our squads? Now this will probably mess up the lineup because these sort of move and stick. So as Masnu, he does benefit being a left wing back. So in this situation, let's say we're on the ball, we're pushing up. He will push up the field here, sort of complement him alongside Jack Grealish. So he will push up to try and assist Jack Grealish, who will come up. So what will most likely happen in this sort of situation is he will come up with a pass in through to Grealish. Grealish will bring it up, and he may come inside for Grealish to try and be the extra outlet, or that could open things up for Drewsbury Hall to come up and push up here. Now, where does Ndai come into this? So, Iliman Ndai, as most of you probably already know, he plays to the left on us for us, but when it comes to the likes of, Senegal or anything like that, he likes to operate on the right. Well, I don't say he likes to. He's placed on the right with some decent success. So what will happen with him is most likely he will probably come inside to try and assist Idrissa Gana Gueye. Likewise with James Garner. James Garner will probably come inside and operate up this right here to try and assist Idrissa Gueye. Because Idrissa Gueye in this situation, he's going to be a number 6/number 8. So what will happen is James Garner will probably fall in when it comes time for us to defend. So Idrissa Gueye will probably intercept, bring it upfield for Drewsbury Hall, who is operating as our number 10, who might either bring it out to Grealish or bring it out to Iliman Ndai. And where's Barry come into all this? Obviously, our central striker. So what will happen is he'll bring it out to Grealish or Ndai, who will bring it into Barry, who will try and, score. That's his main job. So when it comes down to it, I think the way we've got it here, it's a reasonably solid sort of formation. So when we're in possession, it's basically you got two attacking styled fullbacks coming upfield to try and assist the likes of Iliman Ndai, Jack Grealish, Drewsbury Hall, and Tierney Barry. So you'll have them coming out and helping out in that sort of regard. I'm sorry, I don't know where I'm going with this. It's kind of weird having this here now. So forgive me for this if it is a bit all over the show. But yeah, so I think in this situation, when we are in possession, Asnu and Garner pushing upfield and assisting for the likes of Grealish and Ndai is going to benefit us quite well. We're going to be able to use the width of the pitch, and we still have Garner Gueye and Drewsbury Hall here inside of the middle of the park to try and clean up if any situations where the ball has to go inwards. But when we're out of possession, so if they're pushing on us, that pretty much means that Garner and Asnu will fall back into their positions and help Keane, O'Brien, Tarkowski and try and create a nice heavy defence. And in certain situations, if we are getting absolutely swamped, just Garner Gueye will do the same, and Drewsbury Hall will most likely do the same as well. So you've got Ndai, Grealish and Barry closer up top of the field, helping in the situation where, let's say for argument's sake, we are able to get the ball and we can bring out a counter-attack. So what will probably happen is, let's say it's a corner, or say we get a situation where we intercept the ball when it's around the penalty sort of area and we push it out. It'll go out to Drewsbury Hall, who will push it out to either Grealish, Ndai or Barry. And then we can try and spring a counter-attack in that sort of regard. So, one of my thoughts on this game coming into it, I'm excited. I am genuinely excited. It's going to be a very good game, and also we're going to have the likes of the 1878 who have provided with some amazing amount of flags. Now, when they initially released the photos, so apologies, I don't have the photos on hand. I will get them from my files. I am sorry. This is very poorly planned by me. But they did actually put them up on here. Here we go. Right. So. This is so unprofessional. I'm so sorry. So as we can see here, so that is an amazing, lovely Nilsata Snizzy Optimum provided by the 1878. They've done a massive amount of work on this. Now, I thought to this, okay, sounds white flags, looks amazing, great. Apparently, that's actually not the case. That is honestly not the case. So these flags, it's not just white flags. It's all flags. Every single one of these is blue flags. That's well done. So when you think about it, it's nearly 53,000 flags inside that stadium. The amount of work that's went into that is just bravo to you guys for doing all that work. A massive well done. I am also certain that if ever in the future we do something like this again and they do need an extra pair of hands, all the Evertonians out there, if you get the chance, offer your services to them. I would be doing the same. If ever a situation comes up where they say, right, we need some extra hands on deck to try and get some of these flags out or get something done pre-match, I am more than happy to help out if I can ever do so. But yeah, again, massive well done to the 1878 for doing that. It looks absolutely amazing in there. And I hope the Evertonians who are going to this game as well are going to be able to give as much support as possible. Let's make this stadium absolutely rattle. It's a brand new stadium. Let's give it a durability test with our screaming, our singing, our shouting, our stamping, our jumping. Let's make this stadium rock. In a good way, obviously. Let's not put the structural integrity to the absolute limit. Let's make sure that we can make this stadium shake like Goodison Park. Because I always remember Gary Neville did actually say in one of his interviews that when it came to Goodison Park, when a goal goes in for Everton and the fans are absolutely celebrating like crazy, the stadium shaked. Let's make them feel that in the new stadium. Let's let them feel that in the Hill Dickinson Stadium, honestly. But yeah, in all honesty, though, when it comes down to this game, I'm optimistic, to say the very least. I understand when it comes to a new stadium and everything like that, it can feel like an away fixture for the first few games, but I have a good feeling about this game. I do honestly have a good feeling about this game. It's a very exciting game. It's our first Premier League game, and I honestly think we might have something here. I do. David Moyes has, obviously, he's expressed his opinions on the current situation. He's not exactly delighted with the current state of the squad right now. We do need some more players in the squad. Absolutely. We need about 3 or 4 more. But I do think they'll come. I do genuinely think they'll come. For some reason, Everton are notorious for leaving it to the last minute for us to get our last few signings through the door. But I do think in the space of the next week, I do think we'll get a couple more. And then by the end of the window, I do think we'll get the 3 or 4 more that we need. Because what we've got to take into account as well is it's not just new management, it's not just new owners. The entire structure of the football club has been refreshed in a way. So we actually do have a brand new recruitment team. It's not just, it's basically a new head of recruitment. There's new recruiting scouts. There's a new, we'll call them negotiators. We've got a new director of football. We've got a new CEO. Basically from the top down to middle management has been refreshed with new people. So it will take time for everyone to sort of get into their roles, understand what they're doing, and get things over the line. So in due course, we will get things sorted out. Hopefully by the end of this window, we do have our signings. If we don't, then it is going to be a bit of a struggle, especially if we start racking up injuries. So let's say, for argument's sake, Grealish picks up an injury, Tarkowski picks up an injury, Idrissa Gueye going out for the African Cup of Nations, Asnu will be going out for the African Cup of Nations, Iliman and Dow will be going out for the Cup of Nations. So we will lose a few players here and there when it comes to them sort of things. So we need to make sure we have those bases covered when that time comes. But in any case, guys, I'd like to thank you all so much for watching. I'm sorry if this was a bit of a mess of a video. It's been a while since I've actually done a pre-match. To be honest, I've kind of done a bit of a one take when it comes to this one. I feel like it's better when you do a one take of try and do all cuts and everything like that. Kind of loses its cohesion. And it feels more like a personal conversation. It feels like I'm sitting in your house, just sort of sitting there talking to you about the game and everything like that. Granted, it's a bit of a one-way conversation because you guys aren't able to respond whilst I'm talking to you. So apologies on that front. If ever we have like an interactive YouTube, that'd be awesome. Well, YouTube Live can't is that when you can actually talk to the comments and that. I think the next time I do this, if I give you guys enough time, would you guys be interested in doing a pre-match live? Put it in the comment section below. But yeah, again, thank you all so much for watching this video. I appreciate your continued support. Also, I'd like to say a big thank you to these guys down here. If you want to be like these guys and be a part of the Cup of Coffee tier here on the School of Science TV channel, why not? Join us. It's less than £1 a month, and that pound goes a very, very far way in helping this channel grow. So what's going to happen is in the course of the near future, this back wall will be getting painted. This side wall here will be getting painted. The side walls here will be getting painted. And I'm going to be getting some acoustic foam here. So you will actually hear me a little bit better. It will probably sound a bit more closer and more realistic in the sense of I will be, how can I put it? There'll be a little bit less of a reverb. So it will sound a bit more isolated. I know it sounds a touch more professional. And on top of that, it'll help me get some knickknacks in the back here. So, you know, some scarves, shirts, stuff like that. But like I said, but not only that, when it comes time to painting, I am going to be lowering all this stuff. I'm going to try and lower this and restructure it a little bit so it's a bit better. I am so glad that didn't fall then. But yeah, in regards to knickknacks, also I can improve my hardware, software. At the moment, one thing I will be looking at trying to get is one of the DJI Pockets or something similar. Just because then I can look into potentially doing matchday vlogs on top of the pre-match and well, the matchday vlogs would fall in line with the post-match stuff as well. So what'll happen is pre the game, like just before the game, before I head out, we'll do like a little thing where we talk and it's basically have like a bit of a talking face where I'm like this. Hey guys, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going down to the stadium. We're going to be doing this. We're going to be doing that, and then we'll be down at the stadium. It'll be something like that, you know. You've seen these. You've seen the matchday vlogs things. Mr. Drone UK does them. The Toffee TV does them as well. So it'll be something similar to them, only it'll be me. And I know how much you guys like me. Oh god, that sounds so egotistical. But in any case, guys, again, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoy your long weekend. Obviously, we're going to have a game in the middle of that long weekend. But yeah, so in any case, guys, again, for the final time, thank you so much for watching. Take care. Have a great weekend. Up the freaking toffees. And peace.